everyone, and welcome to the heart of HLGU. I'm Brittany Johnson. To start things off for this Christmas edition, let's begin with a story about family, a very large family. You've seen Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar on TLC's hit show, 19 Kids and Counting, but the couple was recently on campus to speak during the booster banquet. Over 800 people attended the banquet to support HLGU and to hear from 19 Kids and Counting stars, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. One of the highlights of the evening was the executive ticket holder reception held in the Roland Fine Arts Center. The reception allowed those in attendance a chance to get Jim Bob and Michelle's autographs as well as a picture with the couple. During the banquet, the Duggars chose to share parts of their testimony with the audience.
Okay, tonight we're going to be sharing about our life story and about how really God has shown us things along life's way and hopefully be able to encourage other young people and people of all walks of life to give every area of their life to God.
The banquet also included 2 testimonies from current HLGU students and a performance from HLGU's praise song. This Christmas season will be extra special for HLGU employees Justin and Catherine Martin, who received what they say is the best gift of all earlier this season. The couple welcomed baby Roland to their family through domestic adoption. Bethany Avery has that story.
Justin and Catherine Martin have a beautiful baby boy and hearts for the Lord, but their story has not always been so pretty. After 2 years of trying to have kids, the Martins decided to adopt. They chose Bethany Christian Services, an adoption agency in St. Louis. Their first placement, a baby girl, came, but the birth mother chose to leave the agency. The Martins' biggest dream had just become their biggest nightmare.
You don't know what's going to happen, and you have to trust, and things aren't always going to happen how you want. And so my biggest fear was losing a placement and not being able to see the answer, but eventually it happened.
And when it happened again for the Martins, this time it was a boy. The news of Roland came in January of 2014. The Martins were tentative at first, but soon developed a relationship with the birth mother. In April, they drove to St. Louis to watch Roland be born. With their baby boy in their arms, the Martins remembered the reason behind the difficult path they faced.
It was worth it because we longed for a child in our lives, and I know that's simple, but that's what we prayed for, and that's what we received.
Even so, the past 2 years have not been easy. There's been pain and fear and doubt along the way, but also hope.
It was definitely faith building the past 2 years. And I would say the biggest lesson that the Lord taught me during this whole time is that it's kind of basic, but He gives us freedom, and He gives us freedom to not be bitter, and He gives us freedom to not sin in our anger that we have at other people.
The Martins' love for God is something they hope to pass on to Roland.
Ultimately, we want him to follow Jesus, to follow the Lord, to come to know Him, and to, I don't know, be what God wants him to be. I don't know. We want him to be what He wants to be, as long as he's following Jesus.
With all the struggles adoption presented for the Martins, it worked out in the end. For the rest of their lives, they get to be a part of the sweetest answered prayer. Reporting for TNN, this is Bethany Avery.
The HLGU women's basketball season is in full swing this winter season. The Lady Trojans are off to a strong start, thanks in part to one player who had 2 injuries before making a full comeback. Zach Voss tells us more.
If you make it to any HLGU women's basketball games this year, you will be sure to see number 35, Emma PENN, on the court. PENN is a redshirt freshman on the HLGU women's basketball team this year. How she got to where she is today was not easy for PENN. The summer before her senior year of high school, she tore her ACL while playing basketball.
I tore my ACL, my meniscus, sprained my LCL, and I had a bunch of bone bruises.
Despite tearing her ACL and missing her senior year of basketball, PENN was still able to earn a scholarship to play basketball here at Hannibal. 9 days before what was supposed to be her first collegiate game, PENN had another heartbreaking setback.
It was last year out of practice. It was a week before our first game. I was it was a drill. I had to start behind her. I was going to cut off the sideline, and I turned, and my my knee went in this time, and it tore, and I just ended up on the ground.
After tearing ACLs in both knees, Penn had to work hard to get back to playing again. She was able to be redshirted her first year when she was injured, granting her another year of eligibility. After a year of hard work, Penn was able to take the court for the first game in 2 years on November 1st. It was an emotional day for Penn.
And I waited 2 years to play, and my parents came, and the whole day, like, I was just so emotional, and every little thing I almost cried, but I played, I put up 10, and it was like the best feeling.
The setbacks and hardships that Penn faced allowed her to grow as an individual. She says she learned a lot about herself and realized what life is really about.
Like before I tore my ACL, I thought I was so good. I thought like nothing could stop me, and I was really, you know, on my high horse, and it really did humble me, and it showed me that like there's more to life than just basketball. Like I love it so much, and God was like, hey, you know, I didn't make this happen. I let this happen for a reason, and it really brought me closer to God.
Make sure you get out to some women's basketball games this year so you can watch Penn and admire her perseverance. The perseverance that made her an HLGU Trojan. Reporting for TNN, I'm Zach Voss.
The HLGU wrestling team has some new faces this year, and as Caleb McElfresh tells us, there's one competitor who took a very untraditional road to HLGU. Here's more.
The Hannibal LaGrange wrestling season is kicking its 2014-2015 season. One athlete in particular has overcome some adversity just to be here. HLGU junior Brittany Sloop has been wrestling since he was 8, but didn't face any adversity until his senior year of high school. In 2012, Sloop was looking for a chance to compete in the Illinois High School State Tournament, but a season-ending injury changed all of that.
Tore my labrum in my shoulder. I basically blew it out in practice about 2 weeks before our regional tournament.
Because of the injury, Sloop's road to becoming a college wrestler was different from most. He took a year off and then spent the next year at John Wood Community College.
Taking a year off is one of the most odd things I've ever had, because I've had wrestling every day of my life since 3rd grade. And so I think taking that year off, it made me realize how much I wanted to do it in college after my injury in high school.
Sloop is currently competing at the 125-pound weight class for the Trojans. He leads off the competitive lineup. In his first competition of the year, he put together an impressive win, beating his opponent from Benedictine College by more than 15 points. As the season continues, he looks to improve and fight his way to the national rankings. His goal is a spot at the national tournament.
College is a lot harder because everyone tries all the time. In high school, you would go out and sometimes you could just get a kid that was terrible. You get an easy pin, and you get off the mat, and it'd be done for the day. But in college, everyone's good and everyone tries 24/7.
So no matter the outcome of the season, HLGU wrestler Brittany Sloop is already accomplishing a lot as a Trojan. He's come back from a year off and a major injury, all to compete in the sport that he loves. Reporting for TNN, I am Caleb McElfresh.
It is not uncommon to see lots of HLGU guys sporting some serious facial hair during the month of November. At HLGU, there's a group of guys who grow out their beard for a special cause. Alex Baum tells us more about the Beard Off.
Phi Beta Delta's annual bearding competition, the Beard Off, is in full swing. The competition raises money each year for missions efforts by seeing who can grow the best beard. The winner is determined by who can get the most donations in their bucket outside the cafeteria at lunch and dinner. Phi Beta Delta member Caleb McElfresh says that the competition is part of the organization's mission.
The Beard Off is how we raise money for missions. It's a Phi Beta Delta as an organization. We like to do things like that to help out, fellow people, because that's just our main goal as an organization.
This year, the competition has even drawn the attention of faculty and staff members at HLGU. Dr. Eric Turner, John Francis, Tim Fenton, and Richard Medina have all joined in on the fun. Fenton says that he is participating to inspire others to participate.
I did the Beard Off basically just to inspire and encourage all the young men of Hannibal LaGrange to grow out their facial hair for the glory of God.
The rules of the competition are simple. Contestants shaved on November 1st and won't shave until the competition is over. Fenton says that not everyone was so pleased with his radical transformation.
I brought my children in with me into the bathroom to see me shave, and I took the clippers and clipped everything off, and they were laughing and having a good time. And then my son and daughter went into the other room, and then I shaved my face, and when I came in, my daughter was absolutely upset.
Part of the fun of the Beard Off is called freezing. Freezing occurs when $30 is placed in a contestant's bucket at one time. The contestant then has 24 hours to match the donation or be kicked out of the competition and be forced to shave. McElfresh says that some have turned to creative means to raise the matching funds.
Like we had Austin Grosson get frozen, and the way he got to get the money to get unfrozen is he sat there in the calf playing his guitar and had people throwing money in his case to make money to get himself unfrozen.
Phi Beta Delta has chosen this year to donate the money raised from the Beard Off to Mohammed Yamut, who is the father of Selena and Leah Yamut. Mr. Yamut has a ministry in Tyre, Lebanon that provides Christmas gifts for children, much like Operation Christmas Child here in the States. If you would like to donate to the Beard Off, come by the table outside the cafeteria at lunch and dinner on weekdays. Reporting for TNN, I'm Alex Baum.
While some HLGU students wait until graduation to start hunting for a job, there are a few HLGU students making hunting their job. Jordan Shees tells us about some HLGU students who are starting a duck hunting business. Here's their story.
3 college students are taking their Christian faith to an unexpected place, the outdoors. These 3 HLGU students started a waterfowl hunting guide service for those who want to hunt. Their service is a business that will help hunters save time. HLGU junior Sam Thomas is a lifetime hunter. This has been his passion from the time he could hold a shotgun, so spending his mornings in the frigid cold is nothing new.
Well, I like to say that we're crazy. Waterfowling is definitely something that is God-given, and I think we're insane to do it because we go out there in negative temperatures. Like I said, we stand in ice and water, and by the time we get out of there, our waders are stiff, covered with ice. My duck calls are covered in ice.
Thomas says the discomfort he feels in the cold is worth it.
Oh, man. It's amazing just to see, even if it's 5 birds coming in from you, just to know that you did your job right, that there are decoys out there and that you called well and you were able to trick them into coming into your spread.
Thomas believes hunting is a way he can disciple others.
It's how I grow closer to him, and I've just seen through the last couple years just the bonds that you can make with other people while duck hunting.
The business is called Ugly Duck Outdoors. You can visit their Facebook page to learn more about Sam and his crew. Reporting for TNN, I'm Jordan Shees.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Heart of HLGU. From all of us in the Media Communications Department, we wish you a very Merry Christmas. I'm Brittany Johnson, and thanks for watching.